Hi, it's me again, back with the third video on this channel about REDnote. Trust me, I didn't want to film another one. This is not what I want to keep on talking about on this channel. But I was watching videos online. I saw quite a few Americans cry over videos and comments they've seen on REDnote. All of a sudden they think they know China now. After just taking a peek at Chinese people's lives for just a few days. I just find it quite funny, and I just figure, before I officially end this whole REDnote topic on my channel, I want to try to debunk some REDnote rumors, so some Americans may feel better after watching this. I'm going to break it down to 5 parts. I'm going to first of all talk about the advanced technology that people are talking about, and then financials, because of course people care about that, and also buying houses, and then of course I will be talking about discriminations against LGBT and Black communities, and last but not least, censorship, freedom of speech, and safety. So without further ado, let's start today's video. First of all, advanced technology. Does China have advanced technology? Yes and no. I said yes because technically China has great technology. It's a big country with a huge population. It wouldn't be that difficult to find some, very smart people to, do the very smart things. But also no, because like I said in my first video, if you want to register a company in China, you will have to cooperate with the Chinese government. If they ask you to, there's no bargain, there's no negotiation. It's just like you have to obey. So with the technology we're talking about, especially information technology, it just comes with a lot of restrictions or limitation or whatever you want to call it. And leave about this like Xiaohongshu, like this REDnote thing. Just for AI, the Chinese AI is a complete different thing. Like there will be certain things that you cannot ask the AI machine. There will be certain things. Let's say if you want to generate some AI photos, there will be certain things that you cannot generate, especially about that somebody, you know who I'm talking about, right? So yeah, does China have like good technology? Yes, but it comes with a lot of restrictions and limitations and stuff like that. If you are a tech person or you know someone who is a tech person, it wouldn't take so much time for that person to do the research and figure that out. So yeah, that's about the technology that people are so like wow about, The second thing is financials. I watched this video, there was a Chinese guy talking in English saying like there's no homeless people in China because no matter how poor you get, you can still easily afford a place to stay and feed yourself, and it's unfortunately not true. I wish I could say he's right, but he's not. One of the things that I have been doing in China is actually homeless charity. So I've seen it with my own eyes. There are homeless people. The difference between American homeless people and Chinese homeless people is Chinese homeless people were actually forced into the shadow. Many of them were pushed away from the roads and mainstream media. They live like cockroaches. I cannot even dig too deep into it because I'll just get emotional. But yeah, low income is not just an US thing. Also not just a China thing. It's a global thing. It's a global problem. And I've seen some people being so surprised about seeing tall buildings and metro stations and things like that in China, saying that this is a proof of Chinese people having like much better life compared to US citizens. I just want to say seeing like tall buildings and metro stations, like it's not that surprising. Like China is a country with a huge population. Like you do realize that, right? So yeah, we will be having like tall buildings, fancy buildings, but it doesn't mean everyone is wealthy. It doesn't mean everyone is, having a good life. I mean, if you want to see even fancier buildings, like go to New York City, like I just don't see that as like a proving point of like who's doing better, And I know a lot of people were talking about buying houses in China, saying it's cheaper and there's no real estate tax. Let's even ignore the currency difference. There's one thing that I feel like a lot of Americans wouldn't be happy with if that happens to them. Take COVID as an example. Can you accept the government or whoever in charge breaking into your house, spraying alcohol all over your house, your beddings, your computers, electronics, everything in your house, and even kill your pets if you have the virus? Because that was what's happening in China during COVID time. And I'm not just talking about it like this is like a singular case, no, it was quite common. And since you guys are very interested in learning Chinese now, you can do your research in Chinese, use Google Translate or ask your friend to help. Type in words in Chinese on Google, YouTube, you will find a lot of videos of those people breaking into people's houses and murder their pets. And I'm not talking about some like rare like wild animals, you know, I'm talking about cats and dogs, okay? So yeah, technically you can use less money to buy a house in China, but having a house doesn't mean having a home. Having a home is supposed to be, this is only my place and I'm supposed to feel safe within it. I shouldn't have to worry about people breaking into my house. And I'm not talking about thieves, I'm talking about people working for the government. You can't even call the police for that. So is that what you're willing to sacrifice? That's something that you need to think about. Now moving on to discrimination against LGBT and Black communities. I was actually mainly talking about this in my last 2 videos because that was mostly what I was interested in. But I just want to clarify something, put something off my shoulder, since some people had misunderstood my meaning of like this red note banning LGBT thing, you know. What I mean by banning LGBT and censoring Black people content and stuff like that is, let's say if you are a LGBT person, you can stay on platforms like RedNote as an individual blogger. You can post certain things about your personal life. You can tell people that you are LGBT. You can even post gay marriage, gay weddings, you know, from like other countries. But here's the but. The moment when you try to voice your opinion about, you know, you wanting to get married, or you want to start a NGO for LGBT people, or just simply host events for LGBT people, such content will most likely get banned, deleted, censored. So that's what I'm talking about. And the same thing applies on Black people as well. Can Black people have their own like Red Notes accounts, you know, or any Chinese social media accounts? Yes, of course. Can they post about their life? Yeah, of course, you can talk certain things about your personal life. But the moment you want to talk about like, oh, China has racism, like, I'm not afraid of racism in China, you know, things like that, boom, your video's gone. And I had actually shown you guys one great example. So that's what I mean by banning content related to these people. I'm not saying these people cannot create their accounts on the internet. I'm just saying there will be things that they don't want you to talk about. For censorship, freedom of speech, and safety, I cannot dig too much into it. I know a lot of things, but I'm just not in a safe place to tell you guys everything that I know. But one thing I can tell you guys is things you see on Chinese apps don't represent the entire China. Spending a few days to take a peek at a country doesn't make you fully understand China or how it works. Even if you had traveled to or even lived in China before, with the culture and language barrier, you may still don't understand everything in China. One thing that could be shocking to some of you is I am actually putting myself at risk talking about such things. And one additional note, I was actually deleting some hate comments on my last 2 videos. I was deleting those comments because there's just a lot of things going on in my life in 2025, and I just really don't have time for hate comments. I just don't have time for silly comments like LGBT in China have much better lives than people in the US. Like I don't have time to argue with you. I mean, you can go do your own research and make your own content. I personally support diversities when it comes to whatever opinions, you know, like go make your own content. It's always refreshing to see people sharing their own life experiences in China, and you know, I'm pretty sure China is a great country for some people, but I just want to say it's not perfect. You know, China is not exactly everything you see on the app. There is the other side of people and content and comments and things just, you know, being like wiped out. And I just don't want the Americans to feel so bad, because comparing everything side by side is just unfair to either side. Both countries have complete different political systems and historical backgrounds. So I suggest people to focus more on pushing America to change, but using a different way, you know. But yeah, these are the Red Note rumors that I wanted to debunk. And like I said, China can be a great country for some people if you really don't care about any of the stuff that I just mentioned. And I hope that whether you are Chinese or American, I wish you a good day or good night, you know, whenever, wherever you're watching this. I don't want this channel to become like a political debate playground. So yeah, that's my, I really hope this is my last video talking about RedNote. Yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!